Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Kasha Kwala, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144, first fruit. All right, up early, getting some work done. Going into the how language is a weapon. It says this is an article that I'll put the link in the description. It says using language as a weapon, verbal manifestation of contemporary Semitism, if I'm saying that correctly. But to get into the article, at first I want to bring forth the point. Our language, when you speak Hebrew, the ancient Paleo Hebrew to one another, you're speaking in code, which other people cannot understand. So it's used as a weapon. We can use this as a weapon. Of course, Hebrews 4, which, matter of fact, let me start off this lesson with that scripture real quick. This is Hebrews 4 and 12. It says, for the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. So this goes to show you that language, the word, okay, that language is a weapon. So getting into the Lashon Kodash, getting into the Hebrew is a pivotal thing to keep you flowing with the Spirit. You got to learn how to talk to the Lord and talk to brothers in the Hebrew tongue. Okay, so it says, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. Okay, so this is what the article says. It says abstract. It says words are powerful. Correct. The word of the Most High is quick and powerful. Okay. It says they can be used to offend, to hurt, to threaten people. Of course, they automatically, when you think of words or language used as a weapon, you think automatically on the negative side. But for us, it's going to be used on the positive to get us out of situations. People aren't going to be able to understand us, but we'll be able to understand one another, so we communicate in a certain method. It's like speaking in code to one another. All right. It says some words are like weapons. Correct. Some words are like weapons. And the word we use is a weapon. It's a two-edged sword. Okay? It's a spiritual weapon. It says they wound like bullets. That's right. It says piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit. It says some are like poison. Now, when it says some are like poison, Esau uses words or language as a poisonous method to use and wreak havoc and harm against the people. It says they slowly affect the mind and activate lethal semantics. Now, when you go into that, it says it slowly affects the mind, meaning it slowly creeps into your subconscious. That's where it goes first. It digs deep into your subconscious, and eventually your subconscious will become overloaded, and it will seep into your conscience, and it will become manifest. All right. It says using language as a tool in order to discriminate against and demonize human beings as members of a hostile group. This is what Esau is doing. Is going to start doing. We can see it already to the men of the Lord. He's going to use language or words in order to discriminate us and demonize us because we're members of a certain group. All right. It says can lead to radical political and social consequences in society. Now, us bringing out these prophecies is going to lead to that. It's going to lead to the prophecies coming to pass. It's going to lead to what the Bible says, that pestilence, famine, martial law, race riots are going to come. That's what we speak in the language, in using the Lord's words. It says this has been shown in National Socialist regimen where Jewish citizens were first stigmatized and threatened verbally. All right. Now they're speaking about what the Jew rats over there in Israel. But when you look at this in a spiritual sense, this is speaking of us, because we're the real Jews. We're gonna be stigmatized and threatened verbally and physically coming soon. We're already threatened verbally. It says, then mistreated and murdered. You see that? Then mistreated and murdered. You read about that in the book of Acts. They were stigmatized. Paul, Barnabas, Peter, John, James, the list goes on. They were demonized. They were stigmatized, verbally threatened, and later on they were mistreated and ultimately murdered. It happened to Yahushua. Okay? I'm going to stop right here in this article, but I'm going to put this link in the description. Language is a weapon. Okay? Language is a weapon. Now we're going to go to 2 Kings chapter 18 and 23. It says, Salakia, I don't want that. Verse 26. It says, then said Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah, and Shebna, and Joah, unto Rabshakeh, which Rabshakeh was a messenger of Sennacherib at this time, the Assyrian king. Speak, I pray thee. Let's get that word speak real quick. All right. The word speak there, of course, is debar. Okay? It says to speak, declare, converse, command, promise, warn, threaten, sing. It says to speak one another, talk, right? Use language or use words, right? To be spoken, all right? So when we say la'adabar, meaning no word, that's what we mean, all right? So it says, I pray thee, speak, I pray thee, to thy servants in the Syrian language. So he's saying, Eliakim is saying to Rabshakeh, yo, speak to us in your language. Okay? It says, for we understand it, because we understand your language. And talk not unto us in the Jews' language, in the ears of the people that are on the wall. The reason he is saying this is because he understands this. He understands that word. Eliakim understood that words are powerful, that they can be offensive, that they can hurt and threaten people. Now, he's telling them to speak in the Syrian tongue because most of the Israelites didn't understand the Syrian language. Some of them did, some of them didn't, but most of them didn't. But when Rabshakeh is speaking in the Hebrew tongue, the people on the wall of the Israelites can understand it. And in turn, they will be afraid of what Rabshakeh is saying, because he was saying to Eliakim and Hezekiah, yo, Sennacherib sent me to tell you that we coming for you. Because at this time, the Assyrians, they were the ruling kingdom. They took down a lot of nations. Okay? And the Israelites heard about it. And now they're coming to step to the Israelites, but he's speaking in a language that the people on the other side of the wall can understand. Therefore, they'll be kind of flustered. All right? So I'm going to read it again. 2 Kings 18 and 26 it says, then said Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah, and Shebna, and Joah, unto Rabshakeh, speak, or debar, I pray thee, to thy servants in the Syrian language, for we understand it, and talk not with us in the Jews' language in the ears of the people that are on the wall. There's a reason why he's asking him, Joe, just speak in the Syrian language, so it's between us. This is between me and you. We talking right now. You ain't speaking to my people over the wall. This ain't got nothing to do with them right now. Me and you are speaking. And on another sense, you're a heathen. Stop speaking the Lashon Kodash, the holy tongue. Holy meaning separate. It's not for you. Yes, everybody on the planet Earth at one point was speaking Hebrew, but things got separated. Okay? Now, this is the Lashon Kodash. It is holy, and it's for a holy people. It ain't for your devilish mouth. Okay? So verse 27, let's see the disrespect that Reb Shekah showed. It says, but Reb Shekah said unto them, hath my master sent me to thy master and to thee to speak these words? Hath he not sent me to the men which sit on the wall, that they may eat their own dung and drink their own piss with you? Talking hot smack. It says, verse 28, then Reb Shekah stood and cried with a loud voice in the Jews' language, complete disrespect, and spake, saying, hear the word of the great king of Assyria. I'm going to stop right there. You can read the rest. But pretty much he proclaimed everything that Sennacherib wanted him to say to the Israelites. Like, yo, we coming. No one's going to stop us. We took down all these other nations. They prayed to their God. Ain't nothing happened. What do you think, or what makes you think that you praying to your God or your power is going to save you? It didn't work with these other nations, but they didn't understand who they were coming against. Okay? So let's go to the next. This is Acts 26 and 14. It says, and when we were fallen, I'll start at 12. Whereupon, as I went to Damascus, this is Acts 26 and 12. Now, this is Paul. This is Paul speaking. He's giving a testimony right now. It says, whereupon, as I went to Damascus with authority and commission from the chief priest, because when you read Acts 9, matter of fact, let's paint the picture. All right? Because when you read Acts 9, we understand what he was about to go do. Acts 9 and 1, it says, and Saul, breathing out threatenings. Woo! Breathing out, what? That's speaking. All right? And Paul was a man of many languages. I think he was not bilingual, but trilingual, if I'm not mistaken. He knew Greek, Latin, and Hebrew. It says, and Saul, yet breathing out threatenings and slaughter against the disciples of the Lord. So he was putting his hands on them. That goes back to what? But first came out the breathing of threatenings. So what? This has been shown by the National Socialist regimen, where Jewish citizens were stigmatized and threatened verbally. That came first. What did Paul do in Acts 9? Breathing out threatenings. The words came first. The words came first. And then it came to pass. It says, then mistreated and murdered. Yes, Paul put his hands on the disciples. It says, went unto the high priest and desired of him letters of Damascus to the synagogues, that if he found any of this way, whether they were men or women, he might bring them bound unto Jerusalem. And I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to continue in 26. So it says, Acts 26 and 12, whereupon as I went to Damascus with authority and commission from the chief priest, which we just read right here. This was the authority, This was the authority and the commandment from the chief priest in Acts 2 and 9. It says, at midday, verse 13, O king, I saw, he's speaking to Agrippa, if I'm not mistaken. It says, I saw in the way a light from heaven, above the brightness of the sun, shining round about me, and them which journeyed with me. Verse 14, and when we were fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me, saying in the Hebrew tongue. So, that goes to show you that a language was used. The men around him, they probably knew Hebrew or whatnot. But there's a specific reason why the Lord came to Paul speaking in Hebrew. Again, Paul was trilingual. The Lord knows all languages. Easy money. He created all. He created everything. Colossians, the first chapter. Okay? But he came to him in the royal Hebrew tongue, speaking in code specifically to Paul. saying, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. That goes to show you that the language which you speak is a weapon. That's a weapon in discreetness, a weapon in cutting someone up in the spirit, a weapon in actually making things manifest in the carnal realm, a weapon in peace, everything. There's a lot of ways you can use language and words as a weapon, and it doesn't always have to be in that negative sense, because we hear the word weapon and our pineal glands automatically think negative. It's not the case. First Peter 2:8, it says 2:7, unto you therefore which believe he is precious, Yahushai, but unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner. Now, what is Peter quoting right there? He's quoting himself. Yeah, y'all brothers understand. This is Psalm 8:18-22. It says, the stone which the builders refuse is become the head stone of the corner, which if you don't have the understanding of the scriptures, you don't know what that's talking about. That's speaking in code. It's a weapon. It's a stumbling block, which we're going to read about in 1 Peter 2:8. That stone that the builder refused is Yahushai. Verse 8, it says, and a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word. Woo! Even to them that stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they are appointed. Stumbling at the word. Language. It's a weapon, man. That's what we're looking into right now. That's what we're looking into. How language is a weapon, and how it is pivotal for us to get into our language and understand it so we can speak to one another in that tongue. It's going to be hard for people to get us because we ain't speaking their tongue. And they ain't going to understand us, man. So Lord willing, I was edifying. I'm going to put this link of this article in the description. Y'all brothers can read it. Pretty good stuff. But I just wanted to bring out that first part of that first paragraph and bring it to light. This is Brother Kasha Kwala, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Achakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. And like always, until next time, Lord willing, Shalom.